Today we have Addie P with us. We have been waiting a while for this, so we're really excited. So
really amazing. Loving being in the show. Thank you, ladies, for inviting me over. I feel so honored. I'm staying on until like what 1 a.m. It's here in
I was
in
just
London.
gonna say, I'm like, it's 1 a.m. So we definitely feel honored that you stayed up.
Dedication. That's how much I want to be in the show.
Yes, thank you so much for doing that. So, and thank you everybody in the chat. Just want to say hi to everybody there. Everybody's starting to filter in.
Yeah.
So how are you guys?
Everyone.
How's your Monday? I posted in the well, it's Tuesday for you, I guess. I posted in the Facebook.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I posted in the Facebook group, how was everyone's Monday? And it was so funny seeing all the GIFs, like,
I know.
Full range.
I love those GIF comments. You see some really nice and weird ones, all the weird and wonderful ones.
Exactly.
I liked Christina's. Hers was like the car flying down the road.
Yeah.
You made it in time. She had to go all the way to her lake house because the internet's not working at her house.
Yeah.
Right. You know, I wanted to comment on that post that you posted, but I was like, oh, I got so much to do. I can't be bothered finding the right GIF, you know?
Oh, man.
I love those. Hey,
well,
Ryan.
Ryan's here. Nathan's here.
Awesome.
Nana, Beth.
Glenn.
My dad's in the chat. Everybody's there. Teresa.
Good stuff.
Fantastic. So you have been a very busy guy. I've been seeing your shows go crazy. You've been interviewing all kinds of people. Your sales are skyrocketing. You're amazing.
No, thank you. Look, this game is all about putting in the work. You can't expect to get stuff out of it without putting stuff in it. And the thing is, I don't want to just benefit myself. I really want to benefit the community. And there's going to be people that are going to hate it. There's people that are going to love it, but I'm only interested in people that are going to love it. So who cares? We're just going to do what we got to do to help everyone, because, you know, once I benefited from a lot of people, and I still do, right? You know, every day is a school day for me. I always keep learning. And for me, giving back is so important. So this is my chance to kind of give back, because I feel like I've learned a few bits and pieces to run this business. And, you know, if I don't do something about it, then somebody else will. And I would feel accountable for not doing something about it. So this is my chance, my part to do what I need to do.
Well, I'm glad you're doing it. We're all learning a lot from you. And I'm sure tonight we'll learn even more. So thank you for being here.
Hopefully. No worries. Anytime. Let's go. Fire at me.
Yeah, let's do it. Christina, you want to ask the first question? Should I just put you on the spot?
Yeah. Well,
do whatever you need to do. Go on.
We are it looks like we might be having a problem with our video. So
really?
I'm watching it live. And right now some people are saying the picture's gone. It's gone for me too.
Uh-oh.
Right.
I don't know if it's hear us or.
Let me check my on my phone.
I'm gonna check on YouTube just to see.
Yeah, it just says an error occurred. Please try again later.
Really?
Oh, Ryan is saying it looks good on his
actually
end.
watching it live. I can see it live, to be honest.
Yeah, it's working on mine too.
It is working. It is working. It's fine.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, yeah. There we go. Okay, so Addie, why don't you start for the people who don't know who you are? Tell us how you got started in merch. Were you doing FBA like everyone else was before merch? And how long have you been doing this? And do you do it full time?
Sure. Yeah. So back in 2017, I had a really good job working as a regional sales manager for a good company in Europe. They have all these health and fitness clubs all around Europe, and I was, managing their sales department. It was pretty good. I was earning good money, but I had enough of, bosses telling me what to do, and, all new targets, and they keep raising the bar all the time. I was like, you know what? I want to do something about it. I want to gain back control. And in the meantime, I had a few other businesses like, FBA, Shopify, because I always wanted to do something different, something that I could manage myself, but I couldn't quite get the right thing that I wanted to do. FBA was working fine. I never scaled it. Shopify was working fine. I was doing drop shipping. I never kind of scaled it. I did even Forex, Forex trading.
No.
Like stocks?
So like buying euros, selling euros. So buying low, selling
like
high,
currency exchange.
exchanging from currency exchange, exchanging from US to euros, that kind of thing.
Wow.
But I never stuck to it, and I guess now looking back, I never put enough energy into it, and it always goes back to how much effort you put into something. And when I say to people, you need to put a lot of energy and a lot of hard work into your Merch by Amazon business, that's what you need to do. A lot of people underestimate how much it takes, how much effort, how much work ethic, how much skill, how much you need to learn to be able to manage this business. So anyway, I kept doing what I was doing. And then I went to Dubai, 2017, I think it was November. And I already had a Merch by Amazon account. I'd applied, I think, back in April, but I put like a couple of designs in June, and that's when I was accepted. And I sold, I think, 1 or 2, and I was like, okay, this is working, but I never like kept at it. When I came back from Dubai, I was like, I'm going to change forever. I'm going to leave my job. I'm going to pursue this Merch by Amazon business. And by that time, November, I had started dropping my prices and I started making sales. I was like, if I was to just like focus on it full time, I'm going to probably make some good living out of it. And that's what happened. I left and started putting on like designs, started making designs myself, and they started selling. I was like, yeah, I can do this full time.
Wow.
Tiered up to 500 in January. February tiered up to 1,000 and never looked back, just kept going. And we're talking January, February 2018. But before I like put all my cards on the table of Merch by Amazon, I'd already had success with FBA and Shopify and stuff like that. So I had 2 businesses, Shopify and FBA. They were doing all right, but Merch by Amazon was like more experimental at that stage.
Yeah.
So that's why I had the courage to kind of leave my job, because I was already like earning enough money to survive.
Wow.
What a story. That's amazing.
And it just shows you guys anything is possible. You just need to have your heart and mind in the right places. If you kind of feel like, oh no, I can't leave my job because X, Y, and Z can happen, then you will probably never be able to make it happen. You just sometimes you got to take that risk.
What happened in Dubai that made you change?
Okay, so I was like a workaholic. I was working like crazy. Doing full time, overtime. My bosses would call me in weird times and say, hey, look, can you go to this club and sort it out? We need this, we need that, la la la. And I felt like I was a slave to the system. And because I wanted to make a change and I wanted to bring about good energy to those teams that I was managing, it felt like I couldn't say no. But then when I was in Dubai, I was like, I'm going to have a good time with my wife and just chill. And that's what made it all change. That feeling of taking back control. I'm no longer a slave to the system. I'm actually with my family, enjoying life, chilling. And I was like, what if I could actually make this a full-time thing? Always chilling, working whenever I wanted, doing everything whenever I wanted, taking a holiday whenever I wanted. And that's what really pushed me to make this decision.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like that sounds like Christina. Was that similar for you?
It was. And
I'm like, I feel like I'm listening to the same story.
It does. It feels very much the same. My problem is like basically someone pushed me into the deep end, so I didn't have a choice. I lost my job. I was downsized, but I had been thinking of doing my own thing for years. I just didn't have the courage like you did to just walk away from it all. You know, I was too reliant on that. And once I got pushed into the deep end, then it was like, okay, I'm going to make this work. So.
And you know what?
And
That's what some people need, is that push into the deep end, because at the end of the day, who do you have to rely on? If you don't rely on yourself and make it happen with your own, shoulders, sweat, blood, sweat, tears, all of those things, who's going to do it for you, right?
Exactly.
And we human beings, we adapt to extreme situations. So if now you put us in, Alaska, with pretty much nothing, we'll go and survive. We'll find something. We have that survival instinct. So when you get thrown in the deep end, your heart and mind thinks about how you're going to survive. And suddenly you start looking, okay, how am I going to make this money? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Subconsciously, you start adapting. And that's what a lot of people need, And unfortunately, a lot of people rely on maybe family, on credit cards, those kind of things. We're not like that. We want to make it happen for us.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I love that. It is
my advice
true.
to anybody who is thinking, oh, shall I do it? Shall I not do it? Just do it. Just say, yes, I'm going to do it. Close your eyes. Throw yourself in the deep end. You will be able to float. You'll be able to survive.
Yes.
Right? But have some common sense, though. Like, don't throw yourself in the deep end and not have any backup plan. You really have to work it out how you're going to do it.
Yep.
That was me. I had no backup plan.
What was your story, Helen?
I didn't even know what job I was going to do. I just quit my job and moved to Florida with no plan. I wasn't even thinking start my own business at all. Like, I was thinking I'll find another job down there. But then I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it got me all thinking like, oh, I need starting a business and passive income and all that. So I had a whole year of just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I started FBA and started everything.
Sometimes this is what you need, You need a bit of a gap year, thinking about who you are, what you want to be, where you are now, where you want to be in a year's time, in 5 years' time, making that plan. Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, I was kind of like, Christina had a thing where she said, okay, I'm giving myself 6 months. And if I don't make a certain amount, I'm going back to work. So I kind of was like that too. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give myself 6 months. But unlike Christina, I wasn't making enough at the end of the 6 months. But I was like, I'm not going back. So I have just stayed. So it's been this struggle where it's sometimes I make enough, sometimes I don't. I never quite had the major success like you guys had, but I just kept being like, I'm gonna learn this, I'm gonna do it. I refused to give up. So I don't know.
And that's the attitude, Helen. That is the attitude. It may not happen for you the first month or the second month or the first year or the second year, but it will eventually happen. You keep applying yourself, you keep doing what you're doing. As long as you're focused, as long as you know what you need to do, where you want to be, visualize it, it will happen. This is how I think. I'm really hardwired into thinking like this. It will happen if I keep doing what I need to do. As long as you know what you need to do to get to where you want to be. You can't think, okay, I'm going to be a millionaire but work half an hour a day. That's not doing what you need to do. No. Do you know what I mean? And that's not. You need to work smart as well. You need to calculate those decisions that you need to make.
I like what you said about. I like what you said about. I don't know how you said it, but something about working harder than you think you have to work. It's a lot more work than you think it's going to be. At least for me, it was. It was I don't know. Somehow I felt like I was doing enough effort. For FBA, I felt like I was buying enough stuff. I felt like I was shipping enough stuff. And then I was when I really did the numbers, I was like, I'm not doing anywhere near enough. So it's you really what you think you need to do and what you actually have to do. Same with merch. It's
exactly.
In the beginning, I was oh, I can upload 20 designs a day. I'll be fine. And it was it wasn't enough. So it's you really have to learn okay, this is what you think you need to do. And then this is what you actually have to do.
Yeah, exactly. So when I used to work in sales, managing teams, right, we used to break everything down. So let's say we had a target at the end of the day, at the end of the month of 100. Let's say as an example, right? How many phone calls you need to do? How many emails you need to send? How many inquiries you need to generate? How many incoming leads? How many outreach visits you need to make in order to generate some inquiries, and calculate everything versus your conversion. So if your conversion is high, you don't have to do as many phone calls, as many inquiry generations and things like that. If your inquiry is very low, if your conversion is very low, then you need to do a lot more, right? Just like that, do with your merch business. So think about, okay, how many t-shirts or products I need to put up in order to make certain sales. So if you have like 1,000 shirts up or products up, and you're making 20 or say 100 sales per month, right? How many? What's your conversion? Your conversion is what, 10%, right? Yeah, because you have 1,000 live,
Yeah,
and you're making 100 sales. So that's, if you need to make 1,000 sales, how many shirts do you need to have up?
10,000.
10,000, right?
Exactly.
So that's how you
and
need
you also
to
have to
calculate.
figure out the profit you're making per shirt. Like how much do you want to make? How much profit do you need to make per shirt? You really got to break it down. And
this is also depending on your design quality. So if you and this is how I look at it. This is your conversion, right? If your design quality is much better than the competition, and you can actually you can afford to put a little bit less designs and make a lot more sales, right? So you need to study your data. You need to know what you're doing.
Yes. That's one thing I love about Merch Wizard, is now I have the data, because the first year or two, I had no clue what my data was. I mean, I could kind of tell, but like I wasn't very good at looking at the data. But now it's like I really can look at it. So
and I think
work smart goals.
Exactly. Yes, goals. And I think in the beginning, what a lot of people make the mistake of doing is, they're so focused on getting that first sale or getting to tier 100 or whatever. And I know in the beginning, my goals were around uploads per day. Like, okay, I need this many uploads per day, or this many per week, or I need to research this many new phrases or niches and things like that. I think people get so stuck on, well, I'm in tier 25 and I need to get to tier 100. And they just sit there and they wait for the sales, but they don't think about the future. I know that, I was making sure I had enough designs for my next tier up before I got there at every step of the way. So even when I was at 500, by the time I got tiered up to 1,000, I already had 500 more designs to put up. So
that's a very, very good point you're making there. That's true. So many people sit there and wait and say, okay, how do I get out of tier 10? This is the most common question I get in my groups or YouTube channels. How do I get out of tier 10? Right. Well, have you thought about marketing your shirts?
Right.
Have you done enough to market your products? So you think you're going to rely on Amazon's traffic? You don't have many designs, man. You only have 10, and that's if you've uploaded all of your designs.
I know some people say it after like 3 shirts.
Some people upload 3 shirts and expect to sell within a day. This is just unachievable. You might strike a good hit. You might have a little bit of luck, right, and make that sale. But it doesn't work like that with Merch by Amazon. It's a numbers game. The more you put in, the more you get out, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I upload, 500 designs, and I don't make a sale in those 500 designs. It's like that. That's Merch by Amazon. And people need to accept this reality.
I really like how, like, I don't know for you, I wasn't following you in the beginning days, but I know with Christina, she would just keep going until she had like the entire next thing full, right? You had so many, you were just cranking out designs. And like with me, I wasn't sitting there doing nothing. Like I would be preparing, but it wasn't quite at the same level. Like I think I would figure out the numbers and then like upload that. But I wouldn't take into consideration like, okay, designs are going to fall off, competition's going to increase. So my calculations weren't quite right. Like what I thought I needed to do and what I actually needed to do was more, because I wasn't taking into consideration competition. I wasn't taking into consideration shirts dropping off.
Yeah.
So you really
the only
gotta,
remedy.
whatever you think you need to do, like make
do
sure
more.
you do a little more than that.
When you've had enough, do more. And when you say, I'm so tired, do more. That's always the question. Do more, right? Never backing down, never saying, okay, it's fine, I've had enough. No, because there's going to be people working, uploading 20 whatever designs every second. You know what I mean? They're uploading, man, and you're sitting there watching them. And when you think you found a nice niche to get into, and you think, okay, I'm going to upload tomorrow is going to be double the designs in that niche. So when you find a niche, get into it straight away and try and leave your footprints there. Otherwise, people are going to take that niche and they're going to take it hard. They're going to absolutely dominate it. They come in with hundreds of designs and you're left to dry, basically.
Yes.
I know both of you have done that, where you're like, okay, you find a niche and then you just upload that night or whenever.
Yeah, when I do it, like I said, I'll make sure I have enough designs for the first few pages of search results, and and
most people make the mistake of uploading one design to a niche. One design in a niche. You're not going to compete. This is why I always say to people, if a niche has 200 designs and you come in with one design, what is your chance of selling in that niche? 1 to 200. That's very slim.
Yeah.
You need to think about it as a market, right? What's your share of the market? It's 0.5% if you come in with one design versus 200 designs. And you're lucky to find a niche that has 200 designs.
I know, now it's so many.
Right? It's so hard. So that's why you need to diversify and you need to differentiate yourself from the crowd. And how do you do that? By bringing in your own concepts, by cross-niching, sub-niching, bringing in a trend from somewhere else to that niche. And because that trend is good, it's doing well, it's going to do well in that niche as well. You're not sure sometimes. Just do it. See what happens. Most people overcomplicate things. They think, oh, what if it doesn't work? Man, you're wasting time thinking about what if. Just do it. Because merch by Amazon is not about certainty. There's nothing certain about merch by Amazon. And that's reality.
That is
so
true.
When you think you have it all certain and you have it all figured out, you don't. And nobody has it all figured out. If they think they've got it figured out, they're lying to you.
Yeah.
The two of you are close, though. I just want to say hi to Amy. Amy just joined. Who else is here? Ahmed. And then, so thank you guys.
Hey, Alicia. Ahmed, hello, man. Christina. Who do we have? SC on the road. Hello. Yeah, don't overthink it. Definitely. Yep. Amy, nice to see you here. AAAW. Loving the chat tonight. People are on fire. Let's go, guys.
Everybody's excited because there's not that many. I mean, it's getting to be more, but there's not that many people that have sold 42,000. So you're definitely up there.
There's people that have sold a lot more than that.
There are. So but it gets to be a smaller and smaller crowd up there. So
yes,
I'm impressed with you guys.
So
thank you.
Tell us, so for someone who is new, so someone who is in that 10, 25, 100 tier, what do you recommend for marketing for those individuals? Like, how do they market their designs?
Right. So there's a few avenues. Start with Pinterest.
Okay.
Create a Pinterest account. Create a few boards and make them related to a few niches. So like a board per niche. And don't upload your design straight away. So put in few related viral content into those niche boards, and just get people engaging. Follow some boards, ask people to collaborate with you in those boards, send invitations to people to collaborate with you, that kind of thing. And when you've had a little bit, a few followers and people are engaging, then you can start throwing in a few t-shirts here and there and see what happens. That's one way. There's a lot you can do with Pinterest, but this is like something that people can start with. Instagram, so important. I always say this to people. You need to start marketing your stuff on Instagram. It's amazing. But don't have anything general. You need to have niche accounts. So if you're gonna do, you know, like dog t-shirts, then have an Instagram account just on dogs. Yeah. If you're gonna do something about unicorns, do it just on unicorns. You know, hobbies, I don't know, professions, you know, mums or dads, whatever, and start sharing stuff. Start following people, start commenting on their accounts, start liking people's. I know it's a lot of work. It is so tedious and so hard, but people need to go through the pain to be able to succeed. If you're not going to do it, you're not going to succeed, basically. Or you can do AMS. You can do AMS and gamble all day long. And it's going to be legal gambling for sure. Yeah. So that's, sorry, I was just going to say, and Twitter as well. Twitter is so good. What I used to do in the beginning, I don't know if you guys remember, there was this wave of Red for Ed teachers t-shirt, you know, when
yes, I know what you're talking about.
When teachers kind of used to go out demonstrating.
Yes.
In Arizona and stuff. You don't remember that trend?
I remember that.
Yeah. It is still big, but it was so big. It was on fire at one point.
Yeah.
I used to go to Twitter and check the posts, right? Whenever I've seen a post that has a lot of retweets and a lot of engagement, I would create a t-shirt design that's related to those kind of people in the Red for Ed movement, and I would post that t-shirt and I would say, I just found this t-shirt on Amazon, and I'd be surprised to get like a few sales literally straight after posting it.
Yeah,
there's no other reason, because it was so full, that niche.
Yeah,
it was so full. So you can't, you know, post that design and get sales straight away from Amazon. I knew it was from those people. Yeah. And then some of them would actually post there and say, I've just posted. They would actually say, I've just purchased this design. It's awesome. Purchase it, guys. Yeah. So
Christina,
that's another way. There's no other ways. What would you say to people?
I was just going to say, Christina's done the same exact thing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike, eh?
Yeah. I was like, this is awesome. Like,
you guys do exactly the same thing.
I know.
I need to get on that bandwagon.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch his videos and see. There's got to be stuff over there that I'm not doing, though. So I need to watch all those videos.
But you know what? There's loads of things that people can do. It's just you need to focus on the things that bring you results.
Yes.
And you need to try various different things and see what works for you. For some people, this might not work. And for some people, it work amazing. This is amazing for trends. So for people that are stuck in tier 10 and have uploaded all of their slots and they're thinking, what am I going to do? Waiting for the Amazon traffic to give them some love. It might do, it might not. So you need to take control and take action. So go over to Twitter and see what trends are happening. See what's trending. See if you can provide t-shirts to those trends. Yeah. People are looking for t-shirts all the time. Type, I wish this was on a t-shirt on Twitter.
I heard you say that on a video. That was so, I don't know why I never thought of doing that.
Honestly, so people actually would put, I wish this was on a t-shirt. So they might see a poster outside, or obviously it has to be not copyrighted or trademarks.
Yeah.
But some people might say, I wish this was on a t-shirt. And I've seen it happen all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And just make it into a t-shirt and post it there and say, look, just found it on Amazon. You don't have to say I've created it.
Right.
Just found it on Amazon.
Exactly.
and people will go in there and buy it. That person that posted, I wish this was on a t-shirt, would probably be your first customer.
Yes. And then they'll be sharing it with everyone.
And they'll be sharing it with everyone because it's Twitter and it's all about sharing and retweeting and reposting and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Now, do you use, at this point, do you use any sort of social media automation tools to help you, or is it still kind of you're going in and you're managing all of these different niche accounts and everything like that?
I don't do Instagram that much anymore. Okay. I don't rely on social media at the moment. It's purely organic traffic from Amazon.
Yeah.
It's too much work to. I still have those accounts, but I find it's too much work uploading to Instagram and engaging with people and stuff like that.
That's how I felt with Pinterest. Like I did it really well for a year,
yeah.
And then it's just like too much stuff going on. It's like I can't keep up with everything. Oh, hi, Lance. Lance just joined.
Google Trends as well. So good. Yep. There's a I can't remember exactly what the URL is, but just type Google Trends, and you'll be able to see so many different trends and narrow it down by location to obviously the US. And you can find some copyrighted stuff, but don't do it.
Yeah, please be careful.
You'll find some tragedy stuff. Don't do it. Just do your research properly. But there's a lot of things that people can work with in there. So that's another way. Yeah. And obviously buy your own T-shirts if you can. Send them to charities if you can't. You know, there's loads of ways. People just need to take action and stop uploading and waiting for Amazon to give them some love.
And make sure you know what you're uploading. I can't tell you how many people, they don't understand. Like they're either doing a trademarked or copywritten thing. That's a big problem. Or like people hear all the time where we're talking about combining niches.
Yes.
And so many people combine niches that like it makes no sense. Like it's not funny. Yeah. It's not targeted. Like somebody did like an animal and the election and it made no sense. Like it wasn't targeted to anybody. I was like,
yes.
Who are you trying to sell this to? And they're like, oh, I'm doing cross niches like you guys say. And I'm like, but it doesn't make sense.
It's got to make sense, man.
Like, at all.
It's got to make sense.
Aww.
It's like, you know, you can't mix a happy unicorn with, you know, something sad. Yeah. You know, it's the opposite. I mean, you can't do that.
If you explain it and if you target it to the right person, but if you just randomly put two things together with no explanation and you don't have a person in mind at all, like it's just two completely random things with no person in mind, it's going to be real hard to.
Yeah, and the niches need to be related, so they have to have some kind of synergy, right? Yeah. So they need to have some kind of relationship, somewhat. You can't just bring two niches so far away from each other, have nothing in common, right? Like I'll give you an example. Okay, a llama and a Bitcoin. Does it have any relationship?
Yeah. That's what it was like with this person. I was like, who are you trying to get? And they're like, oh, I'm just combining.
Like, I wouldn't, yeah. So just start with Amazon. Study Amazon. Study what sells well. Look at the designs that sell really well and ask yourself, why have these designs sold?
Yeah.
Ask yourself, what is it about them? Is it the design? Is it the way they've targeted that design to the audience? Is the audience spending money on Amazon at the moment? Because audiences can stop spending money on Amazon at certain times. The trend might go down and it might go up. You know, a certain saying might be doing really well this month, but not next month. So you need to figure out all of these variables and come up with a design that is unique.
At the end of who's going to buy it. Like sometimes it can be random. Like maybe it's like a teacher and pizza and it's so random. But maybe there are teachers that like pizza. Like there's, you know, you got to have some kind of like end result person and not just totally like, okay, a random animal and the election. Like,
yeah. So when you find a shirt that sells well, most people, what they do is they say, okay, this shirt sells well. I'm going to do an improved copy. Sometimes it's worse than the original
Most of the time it's worse.
And they slap some keywords, random keywords on there and upload it to Amazon. You're not going to compete that way. You need to think about it in this way, right? You need to think, okay, people are spending money in this niche at the moment. Let's go and dig deeper and find out what are other designs that people are spending money on in that niche. And let's find out why. Yes. And let's find out how we can you're a businessman. You need to think about how you're going to compete in that niche. What are you going to bring to that niche? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the crowd in that niche?
Please understand what you're uploading.
Understand the niche, understand the market, understand your audience, know your customers, know the trend, know all of these variables before going in. People need to take this as a business. It's not a joke. You need to calculate these things, and don't spend all day thinking about it. It's common sense. It's going to become easy as you start uploading, as you start understanding the market.
Base knowledge in, and then as you get better, you can learn niches quickly. But start with something you somewhat understand.
And if a niche works well for you, you start making the sales in that niche. Don't start looking for other niches. Dig deeper in that niche and see what other opportunities you can take in that niche, and fatten up that niche.
Yes.
Most people start looking around. Oh, okay, I'm going to put one design here and one design there. They fill their slots, but they haven't made any sales.
Yep.
Now, tell us about, so I know you've talked about Amazon for research. What are your favorite tools for research? Do you use Merch Informer? Do you just go straight out to Amazon? Are there some other tools that that are kind of must-haves for people on MBA?
Right. You can start researching just through Amazon, just from Amazon. Okay. If you have a niche in mind, or a base keyword or seed keyword in mind, you can start with Amazon. Most people think that they can't do that, or it's too hard, or whatever. Just put that keyword in there. Put, for example, llama shirt, and see what comes up. Look at the best designs, the ones that sell really well, and ask yourself, why do those designs sell? Then if you find a saying that sells really well, copy it and paste it into the search and see how much competition is there in that niche and why people are buying it. Maybe come up with a little variation of that phrase, or bring in a different concept into that niche. If it's not trademarked, then it's free for all, man. It's fair game. I create my own thing. People come and steal it and take it. It's not, as far as I'm concerned, if you haven't trademarked it, it's not yours. Okay? That's just the way it is. You can hate me. You can say, you steal phrases or whatever. Everybody does it, mate. So I'm saying the truth. I'm saying how it is. It is okay to take a phrase that is not trademarked. Okay? You can hate me for it. I don't mind. And everybody does it. So if you say, oh, no, you shouldn't, no. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
But be unique, okay? Bring in a different style, a different design. Bring in another trend into it. Don't just copy the design and paste it, man. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work, because the first shirt did it first. They have a higher rank than you already from the beginning.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. I just want to say hi to
one way.
Ian.
Sorry,
I just want to say hi to Ian. Ian joins, and Lance
Hello,
says,
Ian.
Lance says, I think lake houses and internet connections can be cross-niched. Christina keeps having to go to her lake house because her internet's not working at her house.
Yeah, there is nothing more frustrating than being, relying on your internet for your job and it's not working. And literally my internet at home has been not working for 2 weeks now. So
crazy.
And it's Q4 is right around the corner. I've got stuff to do. So yeah.
She's managing.
It's going to be fine. I was just going to say about Merch Informer. A lot of the time I start with Merch Informer to get an idea about where people are spending their money. Because there's lots of modules that you can use in Merch Informer to understand the demand, to understand where people are spending the money. And I keep harping on this phrase, people are spending on their money on where the demand is. You need to understand that. If you don't understand this, you're not going to make any sales in Merch by Amazon or in Amazon. You need to know where people are spending money. So I would go into the Merch Hunter just to have a look there where people are spending the money. I would look, and then I would go into the keyword section. I would go into the archives to see what people were spending their money last year, to see has the demand changed? Is it the same? and I'll start looking at these little variables here and there, and then I would choose a niche to get into based on what I've looked at. You come up with the niche. I go into Amazon, and I would enter that niche keyword into Amazon search box, and I would check what's going on there. And then once I get an idea about where people are spending money, I check little sub niches. So let's say a llama. Let's talk about a llama, right? Llama shirts. It's a big niche. You get in there, you check. The sub niche would be probably, I don't know, Mama Llama or Llama Drama or whatever, right? You check what people are doing in that niche until you narrow down your results. So the results have to be low, and the BSR has to be low. You're not always going to find that utopia of the results are really low and the BSR is really low. There's always going to be some competition in very high performing niches. Okay, but you need to get into a really good balance. So some niches might have a window of opportunity. You need to take it, whether it is by uploading more designs because there's more demand there and there's a higher chance for you to be seen, or by cross-niching and sub-niching and that kind of thing. That's Merch Informer.
I just have to interrupt for just a second because it's hilarious in the chat. Everybody with their cross niches. Oh my gosh. We got Trump and Mother Teresa cross niche. Election llama.
Election llama.
You could make an election llama shirt work. You just have to figure out a way to like make it make sense.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
When she said that, I was like, or when he said that, I was like, oh, I think I already have an idea for that one.
Yeah. You could make a election and a random animal shirt work if you make it work. If you just kind of like put it on a shirt and everybody's like, huh?
Yeah.
It's got to have some context to it, I think.
Gotta have,
it has to have some context.
It has to have like text that ties it together or some kind of funny pun or like some kind of reason why they're together.
Yes, Ian. Obama llama.
Obama llama.
Obama time is gone now. I don't know. We need to make something about Trump.
Helen llama.
Is he going or is he staying? I don't know.
See, that would make it. Obama llama is funny. It rhymes. It makes sense. You tie it together. Yeah. You can't just be like llama and then like like Trump. Election and have it have no like connection.
So that's Trump true.
Llama.
So
yeah, I use other tools. So like, you know, the extension called, what's it called? The one that expands your search results. So
AMZ,
suggestion expander.
Yeah,
suggestion expander.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one. That's pretty good. It gives you more long tail keywords. But I have other softwares that help me do that. Because I have a digital marketing agency as well, which I operate here in the UK. And I have like some really advanced stuff like Ahrefs. I don't know if you've heard of Ahrefs. It's an SEO. It's an SEO software. It does a lot of things. It analyzes on-page SEO, backlinks, and it does have a module for Amazon as well. So it gives me keyword ideas. So I put in a seed keyword, and it starts giving me like keyword ideas for that kind of niche, and it gives me the search results as well. So search volume per month.
Oh, well. So
that's quite good. It's called Ahrefs.
Ahrefs.
AHREFS. So it's I would say it's more advanced. You won't need it for Merch by Amazon because it does a lot more than Merch by Amazon, right? So it does a lot more than keywords, and it costs a lot of money.
Is it kind of like Helium 10 or something like that?
Yeah, but no, it's a lot more advanced than that. So agencies and SEO professionals, that's their most favorite software that they use. It costs like $199 per month, and that's like.
Oh, Jacob Tapping's in the chat. Hi, Jacob. He said he recommended that too. Ahrefs. I've never even heard of it.
Me either. I at least want to look at it and see.
Yeah, check it out. They have like a trial version, I think. But it does some serious stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like at a certain point, you know, I mean, even in the beginning, the money that I was making, I was investing back into my business, like in tools and things like that to improve, you know. So I'm always looking at new new software, new tools, is there something else I can add that, if it's only going to cost me $200 a month, but my keywords are going to be that much better, it might be worth it for me. So
I would suggest Google's keyword planner. Google Keyword Planner, much better than that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Value for money. Not that it does more than Ahrefs, but you're going to benefit in terms of value for money because it's free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keyword Planner. I've never heard of that one either.
Google Keyword Planner.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it used to be 300%, but now you have to have an ad running in AdWords. But the workaround is, anybody who's listening, is you can have a 5-cent ad and pause it on the same day, so you're not going to spend anything pretty much. And once you've done that, you can have access to Google Keyword Planner.
Nice.
And you can access it for life. So that's pretty good. You basically put a keyword and it gives you ideas.
Okay.
Based on Google search volume, and you can see the Google search volume per month and that kind of thing. Very good for SEO if you want to rank your t-shirts in Google search.
Okay. Awesome.
So that's pretty good.
Any other must-have tools?
Must-have tools. I use Pretty Merch. You guys know it. Everybody uses it. I have the pro version. It just helps me with some analytics if I want to do some analytics. I have Merch Wizard. Really good. I definitely recommend it. And Helen, I'm sure you use it as well. I've seen some of your tutorials.
That's all I talk about. I can't help it. Like, I really don't know how I'd ever go without it. It's just, to me, it's like, I don't know.
It's amazing. Yeah. For resizing my stuff to pop sockets and hoodies, I use, I don't know if you guys know Merch Resize.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Amazing. You just literally drag all of your PNGs that you want to resize, and it resizes it pretty much instantly.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's a few bits and pieces. I don't have. Obviously, Merch Informa Lister. I definitely use that.
Oh my gosh,
it's
that
my
is so helpful
for listing, 100%.
So helpful.
Just checking what extensions I have.
Do you
trademark?
Okay.
Merch Informa trademark protection. So when you've created your listing, you want to check it for trademark. Literally, it's a one-click operation, and it gives you an analysis of whether you have trademarked stuff or not. And it highlights the trademarked stuff. You click on it. Do you use it, Christina?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So important. Keyword Everywhere. Do you know it?
Yes, I use that.
Yeah, so good for keywords, guys. Check it out. It's on
and that one's free.
Chrome Web Store.
Chrome extension.
Yeah,
that's free.
It's free as well.
Yep.
And there's much more.
I know there's so many tools. I'm trying to remember them all.
But these are the ones that I use. Jungle Scout as well. If anybody knows Jungle Scout.
Yeah.
I just use it to sort my kind of search by BSR. So when I go into, there's two ways. There's another extension called Productor. I don't know if you know it.
Oh yeah, that one's new.
Yeah, it's really good. It gives you.
I keep hearing about that, and I haven't even tried it yet.
Yeah, check it out. So they have a feature whereby when you go into the search bar and type your keyword and type whatever llama shirt, it shows you the results, and there's like a little box where it says sort by BSR. So you click on that, and it sorts all of the shirts, all of the results by BSR. So you don't have to keep going down and checking which shirt has a low BSR, that kind of thing. So it kind of highlights it for you. With Jungle Scout, it does the same. So you click on the Jungle Scout extension, but it's paid. Producta is not paid. They have a paid version, but I don't use it. I just use the non-paid one. So good. And
Jim Waldron's saying he's a moderator for Productor. Cool.
Amazing. There we go. So love that product, man. Awesome.
Send me a message and tell me more about it so we can talk about it, because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I've been seeing it. I just haven't, with my internet crap going on, I haven't downloaded it yet, but I've been seeing a lot of great things about it. So
Yeah.
Productor is free, Teresa.
Free, but they have a paid version if you want the automation feature, I think. Check it out. Just go and check their website and Google Chrome extension. It will tell you more detail.
Cool.
And it does a lot more. So we're giving free promotion, and I think it deserves it, man, because I use it and I find it very useful. You can actually check the keywords that are indexed by Amazon through a Productor.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So you might think you have a bunch of keywords and Amazon is using them. Actually, Amazon is not using them because they're not indexed. Okay. So that checks your
on your own shirts or other shirts or all the shirts?
Any shirts.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it shows the focus keywords of competitor shirts as well on the actual page.
Wow.
So on the products page, not the inside products page, when you're actually looking at different shirts.
Okay.
Yeah. So
man, we're gonna have to have a whole day on this.
I know. Well,
so we've been doing different days. So we're gonna have a day on Thursday, guys. I was gonna announce in the beginning and I forgot, but on Thursday we're gonna have a day where we're talking about Merch Wizard and Orbit Kit, and we're gonna have Rick from Merch Wizard on the show for a little while on Thursday. We're going to go live. And then we're also going to have Jeff from Orbit Kit. He's going to be available to answer questions. So we're going to have a big day on Thursday for Merch Wizard and Orbit Kit. But we're going to have to add this to the list of SEO and all the tools for SEO, because I do not feel confident with SEO. Like I feel like I know the basics, but I have no idea if I'm doing a good job with it or not. I'm assuming probably not. So I need to have a whole day on SEO.
You need to have the long tail keywords from Google Keyword Planner.
Yeah.
In your listing, preferably in your title, at the start of the title, and Google will rank you.
Okay.
Depends on how many people have put that same keyword, and depends on the competition in that niche. So. It can be amazing for making you get a lot of sales, because people, if you think about it, they don't just search in Amazon, they actually search on Google. They probably start with Google, then when they type their search term on Google, it might lead them to Amazon. So Amazon would actually be one of the first few search results, right?
Yeah.
People click on that search results. What if your shirt was one of those search results?
Exactly.
That people can click onto, and it could take them to Amazon.
Yep.
So you can get a lot of juice from it.
Teresa's asking what time on Thursday. We're definitely going to go live at 10 a.m. on Thursday. I don't know if we're going to go exactly how long yet. We don't know exactly the schedule, but it's going to be pretty much all day on Merch Wizard and Orbit Kit, and everything will be able to be replayed. But we're going to just as much information as we can about both of those all day on Thursday. Yeah. And then I definitely want to add SEO to the list. So maybe we'll have you back at Addie, or maybe
anytime. If you want to ask about SEO, let me know. No
whoever
problem.
else
anytime.
Is good with SEO, we're going to have a day on that, because I really need to work on that.
And there's SEO is a big sea, it's a big world. I mean, what we've just discussed is literally not even the tip of the iceberg.
I feel like I'm at the
there's white hat, there's black hat. It's crazy. It's a massive sea.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at the very beginning. Like I have my 8,000 shirts up, and now I'm like, okay, now I need to really learn all of these things. Like I know keywords, but I don't know keywords. Like I need to really
bit by bit.
I need to dive in deeper. Ian keeps asking a question. I'm so sorry, Ian. We keep missing it. He's asking, are 10 color selections too many to offer on a t-shirt?
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Are 10 color selections too many to offer on a t-shirt?
I choose all 10 colors, if I'm honest with you. I'd rather do that than upload twice and do 5 and 5. I used to think it's probably too much, but people will see it in black anyway, right? People will see it in black, and it's the best color. So, and they end up buying black anyway most of the time. They probably scroll through all of the colors and stuff like that, and probably end up buying the black. There's two schools of thoughts. There's the first one that says just put it on every color that you can and hope for the best. And the second school of thought says, oh no, just put it on 3 colors because you don't want to give decision paralysis to the customers, right? Put just the first 3 colors that people want to purchase and see what happens. But you might miss out on sales because somebody might want it in pink and you don't have pink in your selection, right?
Absolutely.
So I just put it on 10. This is what I do. I put it on 10
I
colors.
put it on all 10 too.
Yeah.
Same here. As long as it looks good. Now I run into,
it has to look good. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I run into some people that you can tell they wanted to put it on 10 shirts and like 5 of the colors look terrible. So yeah.
I think sometimes that happens when you use things like the lister thing. Cause every now and then I'm like that, where it's just like, I already selected all the colors and then I'm like, oh yeah, this one might not look good on that. So you do have to kind of be careful with when you.
What I do is whenever I make a new design that has a different color, which I know might not look good on the colors that I'd already put in the merch informal lista, I would go into Amazon and on the actual listing and check, okay, does this look good? Yeah, good. If it doesn't look good, I change it manually, or if I'm uploading a massive batch, I would go back to the lista, to the merch informal lista, and change to that different color that I actually want to upload.
I wish you could change colors after the fact. That would be so nice.
Yeah.
I know you can't, but because I know I've had a few slip through where I'm like, oh my gosh, that does not look good. But most of the time I'm careful with it. And plus most of mine are all white anyway, white text. But every now and then it's like,
I know there's a lot of features that we really wish they could have them. So like, let's say you miss the youth size and you don't upload it the first time, and you want to go back and upload the youth size. You can't do that.
Yep. Yeah, that would be so nice. But
so nice.
They have added a lot of features, so I am happy about that. Now we have the multi-uploader, so many different things. So
yeah.
And I'm
sure they're going to add more.
Yeah, I think so too. I think even before, Q4 really gets going, I think we'll see some more stuff, hopefully. So
knock on wood. I hope so.
Yeah, but I have luck, sometimes uploading the women's. So I may upload one with all of the varieties, men, women, and youth in one listing. And then I will re-upload that same design if it's like something that's predominantly for women.
Yes, you put it just for women.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's a very good tip, because when you upload it just for women, it actually has women before the like at the start of the title. So it says women's llama drama shirts, for example.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same with kids.
Very good thing, and it only shows the women version.
Exactly, which looks quite different in some of the varieties. Yeah, especially like the tanks and the raglans. Those specifically look, even the t-shirts, they have more of a feminine cut. So
yeah.
Very good tip right there.
Yeah. So this has gone really fast. We're already almost to an hour. There's quite a few questions.
We can keep going if you guys want. I don't mind. I'm really enjoying the show, and it's all about giving. So go for it.
Let me ask you some questions that have been asked. Let's see. I know somebody had asked a while ago about KDP. Are you on KDP? What are your thoughts on KDP?
I am. I'm not investing heavily, to be honest with you. I'm not invested heavily on KDP because I'm still trying to sort out a few bits and pieces. I'm not even working on merch. I've literally just started uploading today. To merch after like 2 months of not doing anything with merch because I have so many things going on. I mean, just managing 2 YouTube channels, 4 Facebook groups, and 2 Instagram accounts, like my personal ones in Arabic and English, is too tough. So I'm not working on KDP that much or even merch, but now I'm starting to gear up to Q4 because I need to put in some stuff. But no, KDP, I'm in it. I'm making some sales, but I'm not heavily into it. Yeah. You can ask me anything. I don't mind.
Yeah. Do you think you'll get into it more in the future? Or
I
are you
probably need a team. I need a team. I got to a stage where I cannot focus on so many things all at once. I have to dedicate. Yeah.
Christina is really helping me, like, because I haven't really used VAs hardly at all. Like every now and then I will, but most of the time I don't. But she's kind of pushing me like, okay, we're gonna get you working with VAs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I love,
it's so
like,
important.
I love having all these people around me that push me to like get past my limits. So
Yeah, but that's the thing, you know, you only have so much time in a day to focus on whatever you need to focus on. That's why you need to have a team around you. VAs do a great job, especially if you have them, you know, handpicked. You know them, your friends know them, or you can trust them. You've tested them and they work well for you. Culture is the same culture, so you kind of get on with them. All of those things are important and great. But still, I haven't employed anyone yet. I employed a couple of designers, but they weren't too good. I could design better than them, and I'm not a designer. So it will come when the time is right. But where I'm at is I can't focus on too many, and I have a website as well. So like having a website and all those things, it's impossible to focus on everything and do all of the tasks you need to do in one day.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why you need to have a team. And I think I'm at that stage where I definitely need a team. I just need to like figure out how it's going to work out and figure out a good process to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's certainly not easy, you know, bringing a team in, but it's
got to be gradual. You can't just employ a team because you have to train the first person, get them to a nice, you know, a nice level that they understand the job, they understand the requirements, their responsibility, their accountability, all of those things, and then move over to the second recruit and the third recruit, and then maybe have the first person, the manager of those other recruits, and go from there. You basically become the delegator and watch them work around you, and you become the manager. You become the CEO of your company, not actually working you know, all of those tedious tasks, but actually coordinating everything from afar. It takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of time to understand how to do it, because you're going to have to start motivating the team. You're going to have to start you know, playing on the hearts and minds of the team. They need to really want to work for you. You manage the lateness, you manage the sickness. You become the manager, right? It's not easy. So it's another hard work on top. Sometimes doing it all on yourself is much easier.
We can't make it seem like that though, because I do that too in my head, where I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with it, because I used to be a manager and of like 23 people, and it's like for some reason all I remember is like, oh, this person called out or this and this, and instead of remembering the good things, like imagine if I had to try to run the entire bank by myself. It's like that would never happen. Like there's no way I could be at the teller window and doing a mortgage and opening a checking account and greeting people. Like there's no way I could have done it without the 23 people. But in my head, I'm just thinking about like the hassle of managing 23 people instead of thinking about the benefit of, wow, I opened the bank every day and did all these things because I had 23 people. So that's what we have to remember. Like
that's why we need to be prepared for it, right? We need to know the task at hand.
About it. And how helpful it was, because it is really helpful to have people on your team.
And have your cash flow, because you're going to be paying those people.
You
need to know how much money you need to run that business, because if you're not making that much money, how are you going to employ those people? So you need to have an idea about how much money you need for everything that you do.
Exactly.
And get them at the right rate.
Exactly.
The best skill for the right rate. Because I've seen some VAs, they demand some ridiculous money.
And
they're not even that great.
No. But I also think it's important, you know, people always ask me, would I pay my VAs? And it varies by country, because and it varies by skill. So, you know, I treat them just like I would if I was hiring someone at a company. I'm finding out what skills they have. You know, is it just graphic design? Do they understand English very well? Can they help with keywords? Can they do illustrations? Can they do listings? You know, different things like that. And then I'm looking at the, you know, what's the average wage in their country? So, and, where am I going to come in at that for that particular position? So there's a lot that, goes into it. But I also feel if you pay well enough, then they do feel appreciated, and they work harder.
Hard to keep that job, because they know that it's better than the average there, and it would be hard for them to find another job at that rate.
Exactly.
And they're going to have to maybe accept another job for a lot lower rate. So
right. Yeah.
They want to keep that job.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I give them perks and things like that.
Amazing.
Like one of my illustrators, I recently found out that she was doing all of her illustrations for me on her phone. And her illustrations are amazing. And when she told me they were all on her phone, I could not believe that. And so what I ended up doing was, there was a sale on iPads a while back, ended up buying her an iPad and a pencil, and, sending that to her, because I know I'm going to get even better work out of her. So, yeah.
That's awesome. You didn't tell me that story. What a great story. I love that.
Yeah.
I think if there's any VAs watching this show, they're going to be sending you messages. Can I come work for you, Christina?
Oh, see, AAAW is saying we need another live on hiring VAs and designers. That's true. That's got to be one of our days. We got to add that to the list.
Yeah.
Guys, that might be like a couple months from now, so I can have something to say.
Yeah.
Or at least know the questions to ask people who know what they're talking about.
Now you need now you know what the goal is. So your goal is to start hiring VAs, or at least looking into it, and then eventually hiring a VA, and then tell us about all your experience.
I do have like 10 years of hiring experience. So I've done plenty of interviews, plenty of hiring people. I was a manager of retail and a manager of the bank. So I do at least know how to be a manager.
Yeah.
Awesome. But no, we want to know your VA experience. So
yes,
you'll be the guinea pig.
VA experience, I have very little.
Yeah.
I hired a couple people when I was doing FBA just to like do it, because I was like, why have I not done this yet? So I had like a couple people helping me with OA. But
you did online arbitrage as well.
Yes.
Brilliant. Are you still doing it, or?
Nope. I stopped in February 2018. Completely stopped.
God, do you know what? It's very lucrative, to be honest with you. It
was great.
It's a good business model, but you have to be always running around and receiving a lot of packages to your house, and buying, packaging, putting everything into boxes, and then shipping to Amazon. That was tedious for me. I hated that.
Oh God, it was awful for me. But you don't have to do that. I mean, the people that are very good, they either hire people to pack the boxes for them,
and do all of those things,
or they use prep centers, which I did use a prep center for OA. I would have my online stuff sent to the prep center, so I didn't have to pack those boxes.
Yeah.
So that saves a lot of time, but it's for me, there's only so many things my brain can focus on at once. And I really liked the idea of merch and print on demand. Yes. So I decided to go all in.
I'm the kind of person I just don't touch anything.
I go all in.
Service. It's amazing. It is literally one of the best business ideas out there. Yeah. You don't get involved that much. All you have to do is get your designs up, do the keywords, slap them into Merch by Amazon, done, finished. You don't deal with the after service. You don't have returns that you physically receive. So with FBA, right, when you're doing online arbitrage, if a customer buys that product and they don't like it, they return it to Amazon, and Amazon return it to you.
What?
And you end up with, a dead product that you have to flog in eBay or somewhere else, and you end up losing that way.
Products that have the potential to get damaged on their way to Amazon or on their way to the customer.
Yeah.
So you got to deal with that. You got to deal with meltables. If you have anything that melts, like any candy, like I used to sell candy at Christmas, and then it's like, you got to, I don't know. And you also have to worry about when it gets there. If it gets logged in correctly to your account, sometimes they give you too many units or not enough units. So that's a whole nother headache. Merch is way less headache than any other kind of business.
I know, but it's just OA has a lot of profit. Like if you know what to get into, it has so much profit. I remember I bought this camera for I think $88, 88 pounds from here, and I sold it in Germany for 240 something euros.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was like, whoa, I wish I could do this every single day. Like sell 10 units and you can make a killing.
That's the key right there. You wish you could do it every day because everybody has those stories. And when you're in those groups, that's all you see is like the home runs. Like, oh, I found this on clearance at Walmart and I sold 300 of them.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. But what about the 300 units you sent in of something that the price tanked on and you barely broke even? Or what about the stuff that, there's always like I would think I was doing so well. And then I'd be like, I didn't make as much as I thought I made because this thing didn't work or this stayed in inventory too long. Talk about like knowing your numbers. You have to know the storage fees. You have to know like how long your money is being stuck. Like luckily I got to know quite a few, well, not quite a few, but some really good FBA sellers. And they helped me understand like, it's better to even have a smaller profit margin if the products sell right away because you got to turn that money really quickly. Like if you're making $50 on something but it's staying in the warehouse for 4 months, first of all you got to pay for the inventory storage fees for those 4 months, plus your money's tied up for 4 months. It's better to be making a couple dollars a unit and have it just keep turning really fast. So it's just a lot to keep track of, and it's a lot of different SKUs, and it's a lot of different things. So yes, you can make a lot of money, but you got to know what you're doing. Just like with merch, just like you can make a ton of money, but you got to know what you're doing. I mean, that's why I wanted to stop and focus on merch because you can't just half do it. Like you can't just half do FBA, half do merch. It ends up being a disaster. You end up messing up your FBA account or not really making the money you think you're making because you're not paying attention to your numbers.
No, absolutely.
You got to pay attention to what you're doing.
But merch is all about scaling on steroids. You really have to scale to make that money on merch.
Yeah.
You have to scale.
So do you only do print on demand on Merch by Amazon, or do you also do like print on demand, Shopify, Etsy?
I don't do prints on demand on Shopify. I used to. I might come back to it if I start collecting data and stuff, because you can't collect data with Amazon, right? I do Etsy, I do Redbubble, I do Spreadshirt, Teespring. That's T Public as well. I do.
Do you use any program to help you upload to those, or do you upload manually yourself?
I used to use a program, but I don't use it anymore. I stopped uploading to those platforms, to be honest with you. I just found that it's too time consuming. I only upload to Etsy every now and again. I need to come back to it. I don't upload to Redbubble anymore. And that's why we need to talk about, scaling. You need the VAs. You need people to help you with those things. I only focus on things that are going to bring me more return for my time. There's no point going to all of those platforms and forgetting about merch, because I know for sure that if I put my time in merch, I'm going to get a lot more results than if I was to put my time in, say, Redbubble. Having said that, if I put my time in Etsy, I could earn a lot more than merch. I don't know why I'm not putting my time in Etsy. Etsy, you can make some serious money. I make on average $22, $23, between $15 and $23, which is amazing per shirt.
Per shirt. Wow. Which partner do you use?
I use Printful.
Printful. Okay.
Yeah, and I just
So how much do you have to charge for that?
Gildens.
That must
I
be
sell
really...
them at $30 $31.
Free shipping. More on Etsy.
You can sell for more. People pay the money on Etsy, which is amazing. Yeah, and I only have my ads are like 10 cents.
Yeah.
I don't go over 10 cents for my ads. I don't bid high.
Wow.
I just go, I'm cheap. I go when everybody runs out of money, that's when I come in. That's when my ads start showing up.
For Etsy ads or Amazon ads? Or
no,
both?
with Etsy. I don't do ads on Amazon. I stopped doing ads on Amazon in April 2018. Do you remember when they stopped it? When they stopped
They never stopped it for me for some reason, but they did stop it for most accounts. I have no idea why. I was like worried. I'm like, am I not supposed to be doing these ads anymore? Because everybody was saying they didn't have an account, and I'm like, I have one somehow. So I kept doing it like very minimally. I didn't run a lot of ads, just like a few shirts I had ads on.
Yeah, my ACOS was really good at the time. It was like, I don't know, 10% ACOS, something like that.
Yeah.
And
mine.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say mine is really good. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'll test a lot of shirts, and so then it'll get bad because it's like some didn't work, and
right.
But then once I cut those off, and it's just a few shirts, then it's really good for a while. It's just until I test again. So
yeah, so I was really like, you know what? It stopped working. I'm not gonna rely on it. I'm gonna figure out a way of ranking my shirts. So I just go with the low price strategy. I'm not gonna lie to people and say I do something fancy. It's just
that's
low price strategy. Start with that and rank your shirts when they rank price higher.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that. Where do you start typically? Do you start at the very bottom?
1307. Very bottom.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't do 13.99.
I think I need to get back to that because I did that for quite a while and would raise the price once it sold. But then once it started being just too many shirts, I just started pricing like $15.99 or something to start with. And I think that was a mistake because I think it's just so much better when it's lower. Like you missed out on a lot of sales if you don't do it that way.
Yeah. So when you price at $15.99, this is the logic behind it that I found through experience. Let's say you have a niche that has 1,000 shirts, as an example. You price at $15.99. There's a bunch of shirts that are $13.07, bunch that are $13.99, $13.50, whatever, and there's shirts that are ranking in page number 1. Well, you're not going to rank in page number 1 because you haven't sold. You don't have the sales velocity, right? You don't have a BSR. You're definitely not going to rank in page number 1.
Yeah.
If you price at $15.99, you're not going to rank at the low to high because the way I see it is there's two places where you can rank. You can rank in the featured section in page 1 or 2, or you can rank in the low to high section where cheap people that want to buy stuff that's cheap.
They sort by low to high.
They sort it by low to high. So if your design is 1307, it pops up there. It might not be the first design or the second design or first row or second row, but it will be somewhere there. And also that depends on how many people price at 1307. Okay. If too many people price at 1307, you might be in page 2, 3, 4. Again, depends on the competition because that's another competition. It's another layer of competition. Go on.
I was just going to say some people like swear up and down that if you price high, it also works really well. Like it's somehow like
show me where you're going to be seen. You're not going to be in page 1.
Well, I'm wondering if you price high enough, there are a few people that sort high to low. I think there are people who think that they want something really good because I tried it a couple times pricing like astronomically high and it did sell. So I don't know. I don't think it's as many people price high to low, but I think there's enough that if you price crazy high, you'll get some sales.
How many sales are you going to get?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, I am not in that group of people.
Here is the logic behind it.
But there are some people who have success if they price high to low.
Yeah,
so
but
I don't know.
How much success though, right? So there's not going to, I guarantee you this, there's not going to be more people that sort high to low versus low to high.
Yeah.
I would say 90% of people would sort low to high.
I think either way, you can't do $15.99. Like no, you can't just start in the middle. You got to start on the end.
Yeah. And this is why I explained there's two places where you can rank. If you're not ranking in the featured area, and if you're not ranking in the low to high area, you're stuck in the middle. And you're in somewhere in between where nobody can see you, unless you have some amazing keywords which everybody has not thought of, and only you have thought of those keywords, and you're gonna be showing, right?
Yeah.
So it depends. But you're going to be in the no man's land. This is what I call it, the no man's land, because nobody goes beyond page 2 or 3. Yeah. And if there's a a niche that has 1,000 results, imagine how many pages, 20 pages or something like that, maybe more, 22 pages.
Yeah, I
There's
think that
48 results per page.
I was trying to save time and just price like in the middle so I wouldn't have to like keep repricing and rechanging. But I think I'm definitely going to change that. You can't, starting in the middle is just, I feel like the worst strategy.
Yeah, and think about the long term, right? Think about the reviews you're going to get through more sales that you're going to be making through the low to high strategy. And think about how quick you can rank your shirts. I rank all my shirts with low to high strategy.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay.
I don't do ads. I haven't done ads for a year and a bit. So since April 2018.
I took a break from doing low to high and tried to go in the middle. And I think
how's that working out?
Not good. Not good.
Yeah.
Definitely going to go back to the other way.
So let's change it. It's all about testing, A/B testing. Yeah. So that's not working. Okay, let's change something and see what happens. Yeah. Maybe it might just be the low to high strategy that can work for you.
Yeah.
Try a few. I'll tell you what you do. Try a few shirts and see how they do. Don't change your strategy completely. Just keep, or maybe do, let's say you're going to make 50 designs in one niche. Do 25 doing the, your normal pricing and another 25 low to high, and see how that performs versus that. And that's what's going to give you the answer.
Yeah. Okay. No, I already know you're right.
I don't have to be right. I'm just giving you ideas, see what works.
First of all, you have the sales to prove it. But second of all, I already know that in my head. I think I just was like, because you get so much pushback if you price low, where people are like, oh, you're pricing too low. And like, I kind of was like, well, let me just try. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll try higher. No, it's just undisputable. If you start low and then raise the price, it works so much better.
Yeah, I mean, people will criticize you and say you're pricing too low. Yes, I'm pricing too low, but I'm getting crazy reviews. And when the time comes for that November rush, Cyber Monday and all of that, everybody's going to be buying my shirts because they want the cheap deals. And that's what's going to set me up for December. And that's how I'm going to start selling a lot more T-shirts than somebody who's, pricing too high. Because we know full well that more people want to buy cheap stuff than more pricier stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do this strategy. Do what works for you. That's what I would say to people. Whatever works for you, go with it. It might not be what works for me. It might not be what works for you.
The people that don't want to go low, like there's some people that just know they're never going to sell low. That's fine. Try high. If your shirt's not selling, just go on the high end. Because I think it can have the same effect if you go high enough, where people sort high to low.
But do you know where people go wrong? They don't follow the market. They don't follow the trend. Look at what the market is saying. Don't be the judge of your own shirts. Let the market judge.
Yeah,
if people don't buy your shirts if it's $19.99, then try a different price and ask yourself, why are people not buying your shirts? Is it too expensive? Look at the competition. How are they charging?
Yeah.
What is their pricing strategy? If it's a lot lower than yours and your design sucks versus theirs, or maybe it's the same and you don't have any reviews to prove that social proof, then there's something wrong here. Try that, don't be too stubborn. Don't be too emotional. Take out the emotion, leave it outside, leave it somewhere else, lock it in a locker. You're in business here. In business, there's no emotion. Literally, put it in a locker. Your emotion, put it in a locker. Don't take it with you when you're doing business.
They have their strategy and they're sticking to it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. People need to change their strategy if it's not working.
Yeah.
If it is not working, they need to do something else that might work. Try it and see what happens. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, go back to your old
people will try it for a day. They'll price their shirt at $13.07 for a day, and then it won't sell. And then we're like, see, it didn't work.
Yeah, well, give it time to prove. Give it a week. Give it a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And when a new manager comes to a fall in business, they don't work for a day to change everything.
Right.
They give the business time to react. They train their staff in the way they want to operate. They give them new training. They give them new resources. They give them every chance to succeed. They don't expect success in one day. So you're a business. Imagine you're the manager and you have imaginary staff.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to make that change?
It can help to either get a coach or talk to a friend or just look at yourself objectively. Because I did that the other day. I'm like, okay, why are you not farther than you need to be? And it's like, well, the VA thing, I don't have VAs. I need to have a team. There was just a thing like SEO. I don't know it well enough. So I made like a list of all the things that I'm not doing right now that is holding me back. And it's like, that's what you got to do. You got to figure out, like, why aren't you doing better? Why is Addie P getting 42,000 sales and you're getting like 1,000 sales? It's not because you're so much more of a genius than everyone else. It's like you're doing the right steps. You're looking at the trends. You're doing the research. You're doing the work.
But it's not just that. It's taking action. A lot of people would have all of these lists of, I need to do this, I need to do this. Yes. And that's when they accept that they suck at one thing or they need to improve on a certain thing. They make those lists, but they say, okay, I'm going to put it aside and come back to it later.
That's exactly what Lance said.
Take action now. You found out where you're going wrong. Do it now. He said,
I made one too, and it became a coaster. So true. That's the thing. You got to just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah. A lot of people don't do that. They have this list. They know they're going to need to maybe have a team or whatever. Right? But they wait and wait and wait and wait.
Yeah. How long have I been waiting?
I can be guilty of it sometime, but it's not on my list of priorities at this stage. My list of priorities was to create a YouTube channel, a Facebook community. And that's my priority at this stage.
Was my priority too. And then it's like, okay, well, now it's been a year and a half. You got the Merch Money show. You got the merch account. Now you got to keep pushing yourself, because it's like, okay, I did those things. I can't keep saying like, oh, well, my focus is on merch and on the Merch Money show. It's like, okay, well, great. Right. Now you got to also do the VAs and all the other stuff.
Yeah. So. And you got to figure out a way of manage it all. So whether it is getting a VA or a team of VAs or getting somebody else to help you, whatever it is, just always look for a solution. This is what I do. Okay, I have this issue. I have this problem. I need to move forward. I need to overcome this problem. Get over this barrier. How do I do it?
Yeah.
Most people think, I have this problem. I don't know what to do. Oh my God. And they start crying about it and all of that. I don't. I don't know why. I've just been blessed with this ability of always thinking positive, because I've gone through a lot in my life, and that teaches you to not rely on anybody else but yourself. So you think survival instincts. What do I do? What do I need to do? How do I move forward? How do I overcome?
That can have a negative effect if you don't want to trust other people. So like with the VAs, you have to be able to trust other people.
That's right.
You can't just do everything yourself.
Absolutely. So when the time is right, I'll definitely, definitely get a team. I have to, because I can't do everything all on my own.
No.
But when you're figuring stuff out, it's so important to nail it yourself first and then get everybody else involved. Because if you don't know what you're doing yourself, how do you train other people? How do you get other people on board? Would you trust them? Can they steal from you? That kind of thing. Yeah. If they don't steal money from you, can they steal time from you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now, I have a quick follow-up question. I think a couple of people also wondered. So we start the price at $13.07. Then what happens? So it sells.
Yes.
You wait until it sells like a few, and then do you increase by how much? And where do you end up landing on your price eventually?
Right. If it sells, great. I don't raise my price straight away. I go back to that niche and see where I'm ranking. So when it has a BSR, which is usually after a couple of hours, 3 hours or whatever, it doesn't have a BSR straight away. I check where my ranking is in that niche. If it's still in the no man's land, I don't touch it. I let it sell.
That's so good. See, that's specific. That's specific. Let me tell you what I did. I don't know if this is most people, but what I would do is I had that idea, like, okay, one sale is not enough, but it wasn't concrete like that. It was like, okay, I feel like one sale is not enough. So I would let it sell a couple times with no rhyme or reason. It wasn't like I was checking the niche. I would just be like, okay, let it sell a couple times. And then I would arbitrarily raise it. So you're much better where you're like,
here's
okay,
the thing, right?
Where am I ranking?
What is the point of lowering your price to 1307? The point is, and the only point is to rank your shirt.
Yeah.
Right? So if your shirt is ranking, what is the point in raising it? Because it won't sell.
Right.
If people cannot see it, if it doesn't have that sales velocity, and it's not ranking on page 1 or 2, people are not going to see it, and it will still be stuck in the middle. If you raise it to 15.99. So keep it at 1307 until it gets that sales momentum and it ranks in page number 1 or 2 at least. Then raise your price a little bit because it will be found somehow.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to be found that way.
That's perfect. Yeah. Do you have some kind of system where you do that? Like, is it like in the morning or in the evening you go through and check all of them, or like how do you like
by the end of the day?
That?
By the end of the day, I'll just check like new sales. Okay, so this is new. I don't have a spreadsheet or anything. I don't overcomplicate things.
At the end of the day,
I just go by like my head. Yeah, I just go through my sales. I know which ones I've just uploaded. You know, when you've done it long enough, you kind of your brain has a computer. You know, it starts sorting things quickly. Okay, I know this one. Let me check this one. Where is it ranking now? It sold a few times. A couple of days ago. Let's see where it's ranking now. And then you check the niche. If it's ranking well, then you start increasing that price. Yeah, you take it to 13.99, 14.99, see what happens. If it sells again and keeps selling, then you raise it until you reach that sweet spot. You don't raise it too much that it stops that momentum. You want to keep that momentum going.
Okay.
Perfect. Jacob is asking, what is Addie's no man's land BSR threshold? 100,000?
It's not about BSR. It's where you're ranking in the niche.
On the page, yeah.
On the search results. So no man's land for me would be page number 7 because nobody's going to scan 48 listings in each page to reach number 7. Yeah. They would have a choice by then, like by page 1 to maybe 3, they'll have their bestseller or their most favorite choice that they want to go with and buy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool. I love it. Well, I am so impressed with you, and I will go apply some of these things we talked about today.
Yeah, definitely.
No more starting at $15.99. I feel like that's like literally the worst you can do.
Yeah, I think what would work for you is try, like I said, maybe do 10 shirts with $15.99 and 10 with $13.07 and see what happens. Give them a couple of weeks.
I already remember what it used to be like when I did $13.07, and it's much better.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to go back.
It works.
Honestly,
it works. That's my only strategy that I use. I don't use anything else, and I'm not afraid to say it to the world. I don't do anything fancy. I just use the right keywords. I target my designs to the right people. I know my niches. I know my audiences. I have a good listing. I don't stuff keywords. I choose keywords carefully and that kind of thing. I place them carefully as well. And it works. Just do it, repeat the process and trust the process. When you find your process, trust it and keep going. If it works and keeps working, don't change it. Just keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And if you don't find anything that works, keep trying until you find what works for you. Because what works for you might not work for me. What works for me might not work for you. So take tips from me, from Christina, from Helen, from people in YouTube, Facebook groups, and try different things. I'm talking to people that are in lower tiers, like 10, 25, 100. Try different things and see what happens until you find your own process. Then own it, make it your own, and repeat it when it works.
Yep. I feel like we can end right there. That was That was mic drop.
Yeah.
Was there
if you
anything
want
else?
to keep going, let me know. If people want to ask a question, I don't mind. It's 2:36 a.m.
He's like, I'm just getting started.
And I'm still alive. You know,
I know. I was like, how are
loving
you so awake?
Well, when you're used to working hard, this is what it is, right? You don't want to go to sleep. Literally, you want to keep working because you love what you do.
Yes.
And you know, people need to get into the habit of loving what they do. If they don't love what they do, don't do it. Do something else that makes you happy. For me, working and creating new things and, you know, earning money from things that I create, I love it and I want to do more of it. I love creating content. I can spend 8 hours a night editing a video that I pre-recorded and making it look all nice and shiny and uploading it to YouTube and stuff like that. I love that stuff. And even if I feel tired, I keep going. I don't know why. I just have it inside me. My wife doesn't understand it. My family don't understand it. They're like, Adnan, you're just like abnormal, man. We don't know anybody who works like that. But
Christina, you both are similar. You both work like that. I'm not like that.
It's normal.
Yeah,
no, I can't.
Like, what the heck? He's like, you work more now than you even worked when you, like, you know, were working crazy hours for the corporate world. And I'm like, but I enjoy what I'm doing. So it doesn't feel like work. So.
Yeah. I did actually say that to Helen. A wise man once said, if you enjoy what you do, you never have to work a day in your life.
Yeah.
And that's,
and I enjoy what
I do. And it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
But I still can't. I mean, maybe I can, but I don't feel like I can work the kind of hours that you guys work. I'm like, at some point, I'm like, I just want to hang out with my family or friends or go to sleep or something.
True.
Go to sleep.
Like I can't. Oh, Jacob Topping saying Merch never sleeps. I sleep.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
Merch
Ian had a great question. Let me go back up to Ian's question. Oh, can you go up? Oh yeah. He said when checking that ranking. Hold on, let me see if I can show this. When checking that ranking, do you search for your parent niche term or sub niche term?
I check both. Because you start ranking with the sub niche term
first.
But you might not be ranking in the parent niche term. But I think the sub niche term sometimes can be enough. So you try with the sub, especially if people are searching for that sub niche term. So if the sub niche term is well known, people would actually be searching with that sub niche term.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know your niches, you know that you can actually take the risk of raising your price because people are going to be searching with that sub niche term.
Yeah.
But if they're not searching with the sub niche term and they're searching with the parent niche term, and the parent niche term can be still a sub niche, right? You know that because some niches are too big that they have layers of sub niches.
Yeah.
So you just do what you feel is right. If you know you can compete in that placement, then raise your price. If you know you can't, then leave it alone until you start ranking in the parent niche.
Perfect.
Man, I could ask questions all night, but I know that Helen, it's like way past her bedtime.
Hey, listen, I can always come back anytime. You just, hit me up, let me know. I can invite you on my show. How about that? I can invite you on my show maybe next week. If you guys are
we got both of us. A Merch Money show on there.
Yeah, 100%. We'll message each other and sort out a time and continue the conversation. How about that?
Perfect. Go ahead and ask another question, Christina, though. We don't hold back.
So another question, at least that I have, is what's your feeling on seasonal versus evergreen? Or holiday shirts versus evergreen. Do you spend that much time focusing on seasonal at this point, with so many spots, or how do you do that now?
Yes, I feel that trending stuff, so holiday stuff, is so important to have in your library of designs because it always acts as like a top-up. It's free money that you can have if you invest the time and effort into creating those kind of designs. But they can be very competitive, right? So a lot of people get scared away by those niches because you see just like 2,000 results, 10,000 results, 50,000 results, and they think, oh my God, how am I going to get in that trend? It's easy if you know what you're doing. It is, right? You just like get another trend and bring it into that trend.
Yes.
So when dabbing first came out,
Yes,
it wasn't everywhere. People didn't know much about it, but it was around, right? So when that holiday comes, you just bring the dabbing concept into that holiday. So a dabbing skeleton, for example. Yes. There was never a dabbing skeleton before. Do you remember that shirt that killed it? That was a dabbing skeleton. That was like 2 years ago, wasn't it? Dabbing skeleton. So here is a trend coming into a new trend, which is a skeleton, a Halloween niche, and killed it.
Absolutely.
Apply the same concepts, right?
Yeah.
So think about what is really trending this year. Bring it into the Halloween niche if it's not around. A meme, bring it into the Halloween niche. An animal that's doing really well. So like a dinosaur, for example, right? A skeleton riding a dinosaur, okay? A skeleton riding a llama. Marry a ghost with a skeleton, or a ghost with a dinosaur. There's millions and millions of combinations. All you got to do is think about what you can marry together to come up with another sub niche or another cross niche that not many people have thought about, and make it unique and make it differentiate yourself from the rest of the market. All you have to do is look at the data. Think about what was working, what is working now, or what worked like 3 months ago, whatever. Bring it into the Halloween niche and see what happens. But I love my trends. If I get into a trend, I get in heavy. I come in with a lot of designs. That's the only way to compete. If you come in with 1 or 2 designs, if you get lucky, you might make a lot of sales. But most of the time, that's not you. Most of the time, because there's thousands of merchants out there. One shirt can make it so big, right? So I remember one shirt, maybe the shirt's owner is listening. One shirt made it so big in Father's Day, but I hadn't got into Father's Day for some reason. I don't know why. I was too busy doing a lot of stuff, doing other tasks that I completely, underestimated getting into Father's Day early. So I didn't get in. When I saw a shirt make at least 160K in that 1 month, it blew my mind. I think it ranked I think it ranked 300 something, not 1,000, 300.
Yeah.
Think that Father's Day shirt, if you remember it, I have 2 titles, I think Dad and something like that, whatever. Can't remember exactly, but it was a really, really popular shirt. It killed it. So you can make a lot of money in trends.
Yeah.
It's like gambling.
Yeah.
Get in with a lot of designs.
Sometimes you don't. So.
Get in with a lot of designs. A lot of the time you will get lucky and some shirts will start selling. Sometimes you will not sell at all. And you need to accept that. You need to know what you're faced with, because a lot of people are getting into trends. It's not just you. Merch doesn't wait for anybody. There's thousands upon thousands of other people like you designing and uploading stuff to merch. So you just got to find a spot where you can get in, where you can squeeze yourself in, find that gap. And it's not gonna come like that. You have to think about data. Just look at merch, what sells, have an idea about what really sells, what kind of designs. Can you bring a type of design and, like the sunflower niche, for example, right? Add it to another, type of design, and there you go. You came up with a design. Floral stuff. People love that, especially for girls.
Absolutely.
That kind of thing. There's too many things that people can do. They just need to start working. What really frustrates me is when people start sending me stuff that they can Google themselves. Adnan, what is Merch Informer? Dude, type Merch Informer on Google
Yeah.
And it will come up and it will say Merch Informer is a software that helps you organize your Merch by Amazon business. It has tools that help you list. It has tools that help you research. It has this and that. Like, why do you ask me? I am not Google, dude. This is the kind of lazy mentality that I despise.
Have you ever sent anyone the link, the let me Google that?
Let me Google that for you.
With that in it.
Me.
I love, that's my favorite thing to do.
It's amazing, but like sometimes people take it like badly. They take it personally when you do that. It's like, oh, are you calling me dumb? Are you calling me stupid? But dude, seriously, think about it.
Yeah.
Think about, just type Merch Informer on Google and it will come up. Why are you asking me what is Merch Informer? So people need to do away with that lazy mentality, because I ask
they feel like they don't have time to look it up, but somehow you have time to look it up for them. And
the question I asked, dude, if you're asking me this question, you're not going to succeed on Merch by Amazon, because how are you going to learn how to do keywords? How are you going to learn how to design? How are you going to learn how to create a listing? How are you going to read the terms and conditions of Merch by Amazon? You know, you can't. Okay, what are the terms of and conditions of Merch by Amazon? Sent to Addie P. Really?
Yeah.
Or it's just so general. Like, how do you do Merch by Amazon?
Yes.
Like that's. Oh my, I don't have all the answers. I'm just a human being. I've learned all of these things just by researching myself and trying and failing, trying and failing, and then sometimes succeeding and building on that success that you've achieved and failing at other things and then succeeding again. Don't be afraid to fail, people. You're going to fail the first time, the second time, the third time, and then you're going to succeed afterwards. It's a process. People need to go through the process, and they need to know that there is a process involved. You're not going to be successful the first time round.
Yeah, I think
you might be lucky and hit it, on the head.
One of the main things that people fall into is they think that somehow you're special or I'm special or someone else, like somehow it's just easier for us or something. And it's like, no, you have no idea how hard it is and how much work it is and how much we had to learn. Like they think that like, oh, it's not working for them. And they don't realize like how little effort they're putting into it.
Exactly. They think they're working hard, but they're not, right?
It's not.
They are not. Like, for example, right? I woke up very early in the morning.
Yeah. I wake up at 4. Jacob was making fun of me for that. I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. Yeah. And you're still awake. There you go. So you're actually working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not putting in 12 hours a day, you're not working hard. And that's an understatement. And it depends on, it depends on your level of tolerance, and it depends on where you want to go.
Yes.
Okay? You can work easily 4 hours and make a few $100s, but if you want to really take it to the next level, you need to apply yourself. You need to focus. You need to put in the time and effort. 12 hours a day is not much.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily where you need to work 12 hours a day. I mean, you could find another way around. Like you could buy things or hire people, or there's other ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be you, but the amount of work, you have to understand the amount of work necessary and figure out a way to do it. So either you need to work a lot of hours, or you need to hire people that work a lot of hours, or you gotta understand how much work is necessary to get it done, and not think like, oh, I'm somehow gonna just ask this person how to do Merch by Amazon, and they're gonna tell me like a 2-sentence answer that's gonna like solve all my problems. It's like, so no, it's a lot of work, one way or another. Somebody's got to do all the work.
Absolutely. And what a lot of people underestimate is the time needed to spend on developing yourself. Yes. So that time that you spend 12 hours or whatever, it's not just working on your business. It's actually developing new skills, learning new skills, watching YouTube videos. That's work for me.
Yeah.
If I'm watching YouTube videos, how to do this, how to create this, or how to come up with this, that's work, because you're learning a new skill. It's training time. If you want to improve yourself and develop yourself and get better at what you do, you need to develop new skills. You need to learn new things. You need to go to school, go to college, go to university. That's your universities. Learning new things from YouTube, talking to people that have achieved success and get good things from them, get good advice from them, that kind of thing. That's work. Networking is amazing as well. Being on Facebook groups and reading the comments and reading what people post, that is work. If it is constructive, if you're going to get something from it. But if it's just to waste time, no, I would advise definitely against it.
Yeah. Most people listen to YouTube just for entertainment. You got to be like trying to get something from it and apply it.
From it, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, guys, it's almost 2 hours.
2 hours.
So we're getting into it. We're like getting passionate now.
Yeah.
I love it. See, I love talking like this, with like-minded people that are hard workers and want to work. And I'm only interested in people that are serious. It's not a game.
Exactly.
Right? People think it's, some little game. If you treat it as a game, you're never going to be successful at it. If you treat it as a real thing, as a real business, you're going to do well. And it depends on how your brain thinks about it. If you visualize success, you're going to be successful at this thing. You will, because your brain subconsciously will start taking you through paths that are going to lead you to success.
Yeah. If you think of it just as a side hustle or a side thing, that's all it's going to be.
Yeah. And
exactly.
We're going to have to do a meetup with you, Addie, sometime. Hopefully, if there's another Merch UK conference, maybe we can.
Definitely, I'll definitely come to it.
I went last year and I didn't know you then. I should have.
I didn't go to it, to be honest with you.
I know you weren't there, but I didn't even know of you, I don't think. Or else I would have.
I wasn't on YouTube.
I would have at least.
I was grinding hard then.
Yeah.
I was grinding hard.
Well,
definitely. I think if there's I think there's going to be a UK conference. It's going to be.
I'm pretty sure Rick is planning it still.
Rick is going to. Yeah.
We'll have to ask him on Thursday when he comes to talk with us. We'll have to be like, there's a demand for this Merch UK conference.
Yes.
No, definitely. If there is one, I'm down.
I would love to go again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And networking is so important because you learn from people. If you think you know it all, A, you're arrogant. B, there's no way you're going to know everything. Yeah. There's always something you're going to learn every single day. I learn from people that I talk to all the time. And
Christina and I met
from me as well.
From networking. Christina and I met from networking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I decided to do a meetup in Ohio, and Christina decided to go even though she was brand new, and that's how we met.
Yeah.
Great. And if you think about it, now how did we schedule all of this? Through networking. We had a chat on Facebook. I've never met you in person, we decided to make a show, and we're learning from each other as we speak now.
Yeah.
And hopefully people are taking something from it. And, even when people are contributing on the chat, I think, oh, I never knew this or whatever. That's me learning. That's us learning together. So we learn from each other.
Yeah. I've learned so much from this show for myself. Like, even though we're trying to teach other people things, like I always end up learning something.
Yeah.
And you know what I hate the most is when people start thinking, I don't want to give too much to people. They're going to be better than me. Dude, there's abundance in wealth.
And I don't care if people are better than me. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, Christina surpassed me. I'm like, that's fantastic. Like,
that's amazing.
I love it when people can learn from the show, learn from each other. And it's like, if they surpass me, who cares? Like, that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's just exciting. Like, I'm just happy for them. So.
Yeah, and you got to think, if you don't give the information to people, they're going to find it somehow.
Yes.
And now you lost, now you lost on your good deed. You could have helped those people, but you didn't. You kept the information to yourself. You're selfish.
Lance and Teresa are saying they met me. They came to meet up, so I'm so happy I got to meet them.
Yes. Yes.
Brilliant.
it really makes a difference. I don't know. There's just something about connecting with people and teaching and learning, and like you said, I think there's more than enough room on Amazon for all of us to be successful. So yeah, it's too many people, like you said, kind of hoard information. They think they're the only ones who know how to do this. But for me and for Helen, part of what drives me is also teaching others how to have this lifestyle.
Yes.
So it's just, I love it so much that I want everyone who wants to be able to do this to be able to do this. If that's something that they want to do and that they're willing to work hard to do.
Definitely. And it will not impact your wealth whatsoever.
No.
Because you're still going to get your merch money.
Yep.
Right? That rhymes, yeah?
Yeah.
Merch money. We got to say the name of the show.
No pun intended.
Yeah. And I think, like, for me, I never really thought about starting a YouTube channel or I never even thought about meeting people from a YouTube channel when I first started on FBA. Like, I thought those people were like, it felt like watching a TV show. I was like, oh, I'm never going to meet those people in real life. And then over time, I started realizing, like, wait, they're regular people, like, and I can meet them. I went to ASD conference and I met some of the YouTubers I've been following. And it kind of started making me realize, like, oh, these are all just regular people. We can network. We can get to know each other. And then it took several years before it finally dawned on me, like, wait, I can start my own YouTube channel. And, it takes sometimes it takes a while to do the whole progression. But it's been, my point was that, like, I never worry about giving away too much information because I followed all of those people and they gave away so much information that helped me, but I kept seeing them grow. Like Steve Rakin. I mean, now he's grown so much and he gave freely information for years and years and years, and it never slowed him down. It only made him grow.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what we need to think about our audience. They know if people are genuine or not. If you give half of the information and you have the intention to sell them the other half, they know it.
Yeah.
So you might as well be real with them. Hey, look, I sell whatever it is, a course or coaching or niches or bundles or whatever, but I am giving you all of my information. Here it is. People will benefit from it that way a lot more, right? They will say, this guy is genuine or that lady is genuine. I'm going to follow her. When the time is right, if I want to buy the whatever it is, I will. If I don't, I don't. At least this person is helping.
Yeah. And I always like
Gary Vee says the same thing. He does that.
Oh gosh, he definitely does
so much away. Okay. But what does he have to sell? Like, he's not doing it for free. He's got to eat somehow. Okay?
Yeah.
He's got to eat. So what does he do? He has a media agency. Right, and people would still come to him and say, "Look, we want to take you on as a media agency. We want you to improve our social media, or whatever it is." Big clients, massive clients. Why? Because he's not, shy to give away everything he knows.
Yeah.
Because
and when those people, like, a lot of times people want to give back to them. So somebody like Steve Rakin that helped me so much, anytime I have a chance to help him, I do. Like, if there's any product I need, I'm like, do you have an affiliate link? Can I use your affiliate link? Or can I share your stuff or whatever? Like, there's always like something where you want to help that person. So I think, I don't know. It all
appreciate it as well. That's how you keep your audience. If you just like sell them crappy stuff all the time, like salesy, people hate people that sell to them all the time. Yeah. Whenever you're on a show, or buy my this, buy my that, or whatever, people know you probably have a product. Drop it in there somehow, and if they want to buy it, they will buy it. But if you're genuine and you truly want to help people, people will come to you for your product.
and then they'll ask you what products you have. Like, so many people ask me, they want to buy stuff from me, and I'm like, I need to make a course, or I need to make something.
Literally, I get people asking me, do you have a course? I'm like, no, I don't. I'm providing stuff for free on YouTube. If I do make a course later on, I'll probably mention it somehow, somewhere in the website or something. But at the moment, I'm doing everything for free. So enjoy it. Do whatever you need to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right, guys, we're almost at 2 hours. I think we better wrap this up. But thank you so much, Addie. I really appreciate it. I had so much fun today.
Same here.
Honestly, I've enjoyed it. Had I not enjoyed it, I would have been like, oh, sorry, I got to go. I need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't have done that. But I really
thank you,
enjoyed it.
everybody, for staying on. We've had like 35 people stay the whole 2 hours. So
Awesome.
and we had a lot more than that, like come in and out. So
I know.
thank you so much.
This has got to be a record show. So
really,
2 hours, yeah.
Let's cross the 2 hours first. Then you can.
I think the longest show we ever had was Jacob Topping. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but Jacob, I think your show just got surpassed.
Uh-oh.
So we got to have him back on. We that was one of our first shows, and I was like nervous about how long it was going. So we didn't even finish everything we had planned for that show. Like I had been planning on, we were talking about all different kinds of marketing, and I had like each of us on the show had a section where we were going to talk about a certain Jacob Topping's still there.
He lives in the chat.
I live in the chat. Yeah, like each of us had a thing that we were going to talk about, and mine was going to be Pinterest, and I just cut it off. I was like, guys, this show's too long, and I didn't even do my whole section. So we would have gone like 3 hours had we had done everything we had planned. But
yes.
Yeah, I did a show last week, and it went over 2 hours with Samir Farsan. I don't know if you guys know him. You probably know him.
I don't know him well, but when I saw him on your show, I was like, I need to see if he wants to come on here too. For some reason, I just haven't connected with him for some reason.
Yeah, he's my pal. We talk a lot, and he always contributes to especially Merch Momentum.
Okay.
That group, I don't know if you know it. Michael Esseny's group. He contributes there a lot, and always his posts are very long and detailed, which is amazing. Like very pure gold nugget stuff. I loved his contribution to the show, and we just kept talking like we're talking, ladies. 2 hours went past, and it's like, wow, I can't believe 2 hours went on, and we didn't feel like bored, and you didn't feel like, okay, well, it's got to finish now.
What should I ask next? Or no, it was just like flowed.
It just flows. One thing brings to the other, and it all interlinks, and have fun until you look at the time, and it's like, what? 2 hours? How did it go by like that?
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, if you need to finish it, you can finish it.
We passed 2 hours, so you hit your goal. 2:01.
Amazing.
Yay.
Brilliant. Woohoo.
Thank you all in the chat. Thank you so much for watching this whole time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Addie, for being on here. And thank you, Christina, for driving all the way up to your lake house so that you can make the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
So, no.
So, all right. Well, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. Actually, we'll see you Thursday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Good night, everyone.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye, guys.